제100회 한국에 온 지 1년이 다 됐다.
안녕하세요. Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Speak Korean. I'm your host Lisa Kelly and this is our, get your hands ready, 100th episode already. I know.
100.
And today's main expression is 한국에 온 지 1년이나 다 됐다. Actually a pretty good expression to learn on our 100th episode because this is probably something you can say now, you know. It has already been 1 year since I've arrived in Korea. All right, let's say hello to our teacher, our good friend. Hello, Steve.
And I've been much more than 1 year. 안녕하세요. I'm Stephen Revere. I'll be helping coach you guys through this expression and many others, along with a little bit of Korean culture. And we have 2 students for me to coach.
Well, I'm really happy to be here in this 100th episode. And I would like to say thank you to Lisa and Stephen because you have been such a good teacher for us.
Thank you.
오버하지 마.
안녕하세요, 네오미입니다.
안녕하세요, 사미입니다.
Right, and actually, Sami will be able to say this pretty soon.
Something like this
Right,
very soon.
and
yes.
also, you can also say you've been studying Korean for almost 1 year, pretty soon. Coming soon, right.
We'll go over all kinds of ways to use this expression today. But first, let's do it.
Let's do it. 한국에 온 지 1년이 다 됐어.
나도 한국에 온 지 6개월이 넘었어.
So right before our break, Stephen here said to Naomi, 오버하지 마라. We should probably explain this because it's not something you're going to find in the Korean books. What he's actually saying is over, O-V-E-R, over-exaggerate or being overly sarcastic. Koreans have shortened this into 오바, and they say 오버하지 마, don't be overly sarcastic or don't overdo it is what he meant. All right, so having said that, okay, let's go to
And
our
it's a
first...
funny expression, too, isn't it?
It's
Yes.
something that we use idiomatically or with friends. Our first expression was 한국에 온 지 1년이나 다 됐다. It's already been a full year since I have come to Korea. 뭐뭐뭐 됐다. Okay, it's
한국에, when you're coming or going to a place, you use the 에 particle there. So you've got 한국에 온지. Now, since coming to a place, 오다 is the verb to come, and you attach it to the 온 plus 지. Now, if it had a 받침, you would add in between. It would become, like, let's say you were using 먹다, 먹은지. Okay, you could say 먹은지, and then you would put a time in there, right?
right. For example, if we're eating strawberries, I could say it's been an hour, 1시간. Or if it's been 6 months since I've had bibimbap, 6개월, right?
Yes, if you're talking about a specific food, right?
Right.
먹은지 1시간 됐어요, right? You could say 점심, right? 점심 먹은지 1시간 됐어요, okay? And then in this case, we're talking about something else that you've done. It's coming to Korea, therefore it's a long time period. 온지 1년이, you add the 이 as the subject marker. 1년이 다 됐어요. It's all over. Yeah.
And then here we're saying 다 됐다, which means it's completely, fully, it's come to an end or altogether it has been. So instead of 다, we can use 좀, like about or approximately instead of 다 as well. Okay? Let's try saying this, okay? 한국에 온 지, actually tell me how long you've been in Korea using this sentence.
한국에 온 지 1년,
좀?
1년쯤 됐어요.
Or 좀 넘었어요?
1년 좀 넘었어요.
Good.
한국에 온 지 8개월이 됐어요.
8개월. Almost a year. Or here, you could actually say 거의, which means almost, right? So not quite, but almost. So 거의 1년이 됐어요. Right? Almost a year.
And you may look at that. The verb is 되다, or as in 디귿, 오, 이, right? But then when you conjugate it into the 어요 form, in the past tense, it becomes 돼 plus 없다. So it becomes 되었어요.
Good. And then the response we heard, it's pretty much the same format. 나도, me too. 한국에 온 지 6개월이 넘었어. Okay, he said it's already been over or past 6 months. So actually, Sam, you can say that too. Why don't you say that?
한국에 온 지 8개월이 넘었어요.
넘었어요. Good. And actually, we've got our veteran foreigner in Korea. 한국에 온 지 얼마나 됐어요?
8년 됐어요.
8년 됐어요.
8년 다 됐어요.
다
Yes,
됐어요.
it's I'm over 8 years now, coming up on 9. Man, pretty soon I have to say 9 years.
Okay, and since we're talking about time here, let's cover some expressions that you should have down in your vocabulary. Okay, we want to use 몇, which means several or some, and add that to a 주, and it could be 몇 주 or 몇 개월, several months. Okay, do you want to try this?
몇 주.
몇 주.
And then 며칠, a couple of days. It could have been a couple of days since you've done something. And then when we're counting, say 한 달, 두 달, 세 달, 네 달. We want to use this form in the counting. What else do we
And
have?
we should point out when you're saying 몇 개월, she just said that's how many months. So is 몇 달 is how many months too.
Right.
달 is pure Korean. 몇 달, that actually means how many moons, right? Yeah, 몇 달. And then 몇 개월, that also means how many moons. It's the same thing. You just have to be careful to use the Sino-Korean numbers with 개월, okay? And use the pure Korean numbers with 달.
All right, and then you wanted to cover the kanji.
One last thing, yeah, we're going to talk, if you want to use this expression to talk about how long it's been since you've gone someplace or something like that. We're talking about how long it's been since you came to Korea. You could also say, how long has it been since you went to your hometown with this same expression? And then you would say, 간지, okay? 고향에 간지 얼마나 됐어요, right?
1년, 2년, 3년, almost 4년. I know, my mom's gonna kill me. I love you, Mom. I'll be there soon. Okay, well, I know. Well, we're on our 100th episode. How can you say, let's speak Korean? It has been 100 episodes since we started. 시작한지. How can you say that, Naomi?
Let's speak Korean 시작한 지 100회가
100회
100회 됐어요.
Okay, let's go on to wrap it up.
Wrap it up
With Lisa.
and Steven. 한국에 온 지 10년이 다 됐어.
나도 한국에 온 지 8년이 넘었어.
고향에 가본 지 5년이 넘었어.
나도 고향에 가본 지 한 달이 넘었어.
There. A beautiful cake. Yay! 100 episodes.
Yes, 100 episodes.
Are you ready?
Hopefully,
Come help us.
All right.
Ready?
come here.
Singing Juka. How many times? Whatever.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, someone needs to brush their
Beautiful.
teeth. All right. 100 hard-working episodes. All right.
Yes.
Thank you, Steve.
You're
Give me
welcome.
honors. Let's get the air clean here. All right. Well, there are some cultural things that go with 100 here in Korea that we might want to mention. We have the 100일째 blank blank blank. For example, when a girl and a guy are dating, they usually celebrate. In America, we have 1 month, 2 months,
Go
3
by the
months, 6
months,
months.
yeah.
Well, they do here too, but usually the 100th is like very important.
100th day.
That's
and then the 200th day.
Yeah,
and then the 300th day. They go by the 100
we've got
days.
100 days. And then another thing we have is after a baby is born, after the 1 year day, we have something which is called a 돌잔치. Okay, 돌. We say 애기 돌. And then it means they have turned 100 days old. Or actually, it's 1 year and 100 days because they're already 1 year old when they're born. So that's when the parents gather all their family and friends together and they celebrate the baby. And then we do lots of activities there too. Really fun stuff at the door.
And that's the big party, and it's a big deal because a long time ago, babies didn't live that much after their 100th day, right? So they actually didn't even name babies until
after.
that birthday, until
That's
that day they would name the babies.
You're really up on your Korean. All right. Well, anyways, thank you for joining us, and please come back next time for our 101st episode. Okay, see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And in the meantime, ArirangTV.com.